Hey! Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe and leave comments and like the video. Today we will be explaining every computer virus. Let's get started. File infector viruses. These viruses attach themselves to executable files, such as .exe or .com files, and activate when the infected file is executed. Once activated, they can infect other files on the same computer or network. Boot sector viruses. Boot sector viruses infect the master boot record, MBR, or the boot sector of a disk. They activate when the computer boots up, allowing them to gain control before the operating system loads. This type of virus can spread through infected disks or USB drives. Macro viruses. Macro viruses infect documents that support embedded macros, such as Microsoft Word or Excel files. When an infected document is opened, the virus can execute its malicious code and spread to other documents. Polymorphic viruses. Polymorphic viruses are capable of changing their code or appearance to avoid detection by antivirus software. They achieve this by encrypting or altering their code each time they infect a new file or system. Resident viruses. Resident viruses embed themselves in a computer's memory and can execute whenever the operating system runs certain functions or applications. They can remain active even after the initial infection, making them difficult to detect and remove. Multipartite viruses. Multipartite viruses combine traits of multiple virus types, allowing them to infect both files and the boot sector of a disk. This makes them particularly damaging, as they can spread through multiple avenues and are challenging to eradicate. Worms. While not technically viruses, worms are similar in their ability to replicate and spread across networks. Worms can exploit vulnerabilities in operating systems or software to infect computers and propagate themselves to other devices without requiring human intervention. Trojan horses. Trojan horses disguise themselves as legitimate software or files to trick users into downloading and executing them. Once activated, they can perform various malicious actions, such as stealing sensitive information, modifying files, or providing unauthorized access to the infected system. Ransomware. Ransomware encrypts files on a victim's computer and demands payment in exchange for the decryption key. It often spreads through phishing emails or exploit kits and can cause significant damage by encrypting critical files or locking users out of their systems. Spyware. While not always considered viruses, spyware is malicious software designed to gather sensitive information from a user's computer without their knowledge. This can include keystrokes, browsing history, login credentials, and more, which is then transmitted to third parties for malicious purposes. Keyloggers. Keylogger viruses are designed to record keystrokes on a victim's computer, capturing sensitive information such as passwords, credit card numbers, and other confidential data. This information is then transmitted to the attacker, who can use it for malicious purposes. Adware. Adware viruses display unwanted advertisements on a user's computer, often in the form of pop-up windows or banners. While not inherently destructive, adware can significantly degrade system performance and compromise user privacy by tracking browsing habits and personal information. Scareware. Scareware viruses trick users into believing their computer is infected with malware or other security threats. They often display fake security alerts or notifications prompting users to purchase fake antivirus software or services to resolve the fabricated issues. Rootkits. Rootkit viruses conceal themselves within a computer's operating system, allowing attackers to gain unauthorized access and control over the infected system. Rootkits are notoriously difficult to detect and remove, as they can manipulate system functions to evade antivirus software and security measures. Logic bombs. Logic bombs are programmed to execute a malicious action when specific conditions are met, such as a certain date or event. They can be inserted into legitimate software or systems and remain dormant until triggered, causing damage or disruption to the infected system. Botnets. Botnet viruses infect multiple computers and devices, turning them into bots or zombies under the control of a central command server operated by cybercriminals. Botnets are often used to launch distributed denial of service (DDoS) attacks, send spam emails, or engage in other illicit activities without the owner's knowledge. Mobile malware. With the widespread adoption of smartphones and tablets, mobile malware has become increasingly prevalent. These viruses target mobile operating systems such as Android or iOS, exploiting vulnerabilities to steal personal information, track user activity, or remotely control the device. Fileless viruses operate without leaving a traceable footprint on the infected system's hard drive. Instead, they reside in the computer's memory or exploit legitimate system processes to execute their malicious code, making them difficult to detect and remove using traditional antivirus software. Phishing. While not a traditional virus, phishing attacks use deceptive tactics, such as fraudulent emails or websites, to trick users into divulging sensitive information such as passwords, credit card numbers, or personal details. Phishing attacks can lead to identity theft, financial fraud, or unauthorized access to accounts and systems. Cross-site scripting, XSS attacks inject malicious scripts into web pages viewed by unsuspecting users, allowing attackers to steal cookies, session tokens, or other sensitive information from their browsers. These scripts can also redirect users to fake websites or execute unauthorized actions on their behalf, compromising their security and privacy. File and directory viruses infect executable files as well as directories on a computer. They can alter or delete files and directories, leading to data loss or system instability. Armored viruses are designed to make it difficult for antivirus software to detect and analyze their code. They accomplish this by employing various obfuscation techniques, such as encryption or code mutation. FAT viruses specifically target the file allocation table, FAT, of a disk's file system. By corrupting or modifying the FAT, these viruses can disrupt file access and cause data loss on infected systems. Cluster viruses infect entire clusters of data on a disk rather than individual files. This method allows them to spread rapidly and make detection and removal more challenging. Sparse infectors selectively infect files on a system, avoiding detection by antivirus software that relies on scanning all files for infection. They may target specific file types or only infect files at certain times. Retroviruses are designed to evade detection by remaining dormant until triggered by a specific event or condition. This delayed activation makes them difficult to detect and mitigate effectively. Packed viruses use compression or encryption techniques to conceal their code from antivirus scanners. They unpack or decrypt themselves when executed, allowing the virus to infect the system. Self-modifying viruses can change their own code or behavior to avoid detection by antivirus software. They may alter their encryption keys, mutation routines, or infection techniques to evade detection. Mail bomber. While not strictly a virus, a mail bomber floods a victim's email inbox with a large volume of emails, often containing malicious content or links. This can overwhelm the email server, disrupt communication, and potentially expose users to harmful content. Remote access Trojan. Rats are Trojan horse programs that provide attackers with remote access to a victim's computer. Once installed, rats allow cybercriminals to control the infected system, steal sensitive information, or carry out other malicious activities without the user's knowledge.
Feel free to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more enlightening content.